We found this book in the public domain, public access. No copyright breach or infringement was intentional. We bring this to all for educational purposes alone. And this book is titled Wing Chun Kung Fu, William Chun and Jeet Kune Do, Ted Wong, A Comparison, Volume 1. About the author William Chun, or what we can tell you without having to read all of this, is that he's a grandmaster of the Wing Chun style, the traditional. We did practice it for a couple of years, and then we went to the modified, and there's a bit of political angst between the two of them. One doesn't like the other, says, oh okay, the techniques that you have learned are actually all incorrect, and this sort of stuff. Yeah, so he eventually ended up in Australia, where he opened his own school and taught the martial arts there. We trained under one of his trained students, a Tongan man named Joe, who was a champion in his own right, Auckland, New Zealand Wing Chun champion. Ted Wong was a friend and student of Bruce Lee. Like William Chun, he was a teacher to Bruce Lee, Wing Chun style, and also a friend. Origins of Wing Chun Kung Fu. It can be found in the turbulent, repressive Qing dynasty of over 250 years ago, 250 to 300. It was a time when 90% of the Chinese race, the Hans, were ruled by the 10% minority, the Manchus. The Manchus placed a great amount of unjust law on the Hans. For instance, all the female Han infants were made to bind their feet so that when they grew up they would be dependent upon their parents or husband. The work opportunity of the Hans was also restricted. They were unable to hold office in government higher than a certain level. Heavy tax burdens were placed on the country so that the Manchus could have economic control of the Han people. Kung Fu training was also banned for the Hans. However, the Manchu government was adopting the Han culture. They respected the Shilum temple as a Buddhist sanctuary. When all weapons were outlawed by the Manchus, the Hans began training a revolutionary army in the secret act of Kung Fu. The Shilum temple became the secret sanctuary for the preparatory training of the classic style, which took 15 to 20 years for each person to master. To develop a new form, one which would have shorter training time, 5 of China's grandmasters met to discuss the merits of each of the various forms of Kung Fu. By choosing the most efficient techniques from each style, they developed training programs that would develop an efficient martial artist in 5 to 7 years, 1/3 of the original time. However, before this new form could be put into practice, the Shilum temple was raided and burned by the Manchus. Nimue, a nun, was the only survivor of the original 5 grandmasters. She passed her knowledge on to a young orphan girl whom she named Wing Chun. The name represented hope for the future. In turn, Wing Chun passed her knowledge on to her husband. Through the years, the style became known as Wing Chun. Its techniques and teachings were passed on to a few, always carefully selected students. In 1950, Ip Man started to teach Wing Chun in Hong Kong. One of his first students was William Chun, now the head of the World Traditional Wing Chun Kung Fu Association. Origins of Jeet Kune Do. Although this book deals solely with Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do, it is advisable to research the whole spectrum of Bruce Lee's martial arts in the context of his life in general, from his beginning in Wing Chun to his modifications with Jun Fan Kung Fu, or as he called it, Kung Fu, to his own discovery of Jeet Kune Do. In order to fully understand Jeet Kune Do, you must understand Bruce Lee. Lee's martial arts began in Hong Kong, where he learned Wing Chun as a tireless youngster, practicing the direct and economical close-range techniques of that style. Every chance he got, he trained diligently with his Shifu, Yip Man, and seniors, or Shifu. Yeah, someone a Chinese guy corrected us on that. It wasn't Sifu, it was like Shifu or something like that. Yip Man and senior William Chung and Wang Shung Lung, but his training was cut short when at the age of 18 his parents sent him to America to claim his United States citizenship. After a brief stay in San Francisco, his birthplace, Bruce moved to Seattle, Washington, and the rest is history. Table of contents. Chapter 1, stances and footwork. While Wing Chun uses 3 basic stances, Jeet Kune Do uses only 1. Wing Chun uses the neutral stance, the neutral side stance, and the forward stance. There is one intermediary stance, which is more of a step used when changing stances. This is sometimes called the T stance, where the feet are brought together in one place behind the other at a 90-degree angle. A retreating step is also used in Wing Chun. Here the rear leg is used as a pivot, and the front foot is swung a full step back into the rear position, and so forth. In boxing, you put the right hand in the rear to create a more powerful weapon in the right cross. Granted, the boxing right cross is more powerful than the lead right or left cross, but the speed obtained by using the stronger hand in the lead position outweighs the benefit of the right cross, etc., etc. Okay, here's your Wing Chun stances. These are the basics. Jeet Kune Do stance, or Jeet Kune Do stance. Wing Chun sidestepping, etc. There's a lot of diagrams, photos here of the different movements in comparison with the two of them. Wing Chun Kung Fu and then Jeet Kune Do. Side steps. Wing Chun forward stepping. Jeet Kune Do advanced shuffle. The comparison there between Wing Chun steps, retreat steps, and forward steps, and backward steps, and how to apply it. And you have Jeet Kune Do, which is a quick advance. It's very flowing. There's no step by step by step. Chapter 2, hand techniques. A lot of the times Wing Chun is a block and an attack. And a lot of times it's a block with an attack. And so forth. Yeah, pretty good art overall. Based on simplicity, etc. That's really good for females because there's no strength, there's no, apply a lot of power, a lot of strength, all that sort of stuff. Jeet Kune Do Chow Sao. Wing Chun Pak Sao. Jeet Kune Do Pak Sao. Kicking, Chapter 3, kicking. Because Wing Chun uses 3 different stances, it may appear that there are various ways of executing the same kick. For example, the procedure for throwing a front kick from a neutral side stance appears different from the procedure involved in throwing a front kick from a front stance, etc. However, there is only one simple rule to follow. The kicking foot, wherever it happens to be positioned, to the front, to the side, or to the rear, must be pulled through the centre before being snapped or thrust into the kicking motion. In Jeet Kune Do, on the other hand, because there is only one basic stance and because the lead leg is favoured in the execution of offensive techniques, the techniques used in kicking are fewer and simpler. Jeet Kune Do also prefers a more direct line to the target and generally ignores pulling the kicking foot through the centre before executing the kick. The kicking foot is usually aimed toward the target directly from its original position. Wing Chun front kick. Jeet Kune Do front kick. It probably gets there a lot faster than the Wing Chun one. Wing Chun side kick. Jeet Kune Do side kick. It's very direct, right? pull the leg back, like you have your knee like this, and then kick. It's just a shuffle and then kick, right? Yeah, there's a huge difference here, right? Chapter 4, Tactics. This chapter compares some of Wing Chun's and Jeet Kune Do's basic tactics. Comparing traditional Wing Chun, modified Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. It is important in comparing Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do to understand some of the reasons Bruce Lee felt it necessary to experiment with new methods and eventually establish Jeet Kune Do. Some of the technical reasons have to do with the failures of the modified Wing Chun method he was taught. In this modified Wing Chun system, the practitioner is taught to face his opponent centre line to centre line. The centre line is an imaginary vertical line drawn along the centre of the body, dividing the body vertically into two halves. Most of the body's vital targets are located on the centre line. Thus, in modified Wing Chun, the opponent's centre line is used as the main focus of offensive, and protecting one's own centre line is the main concern of defensive techniques. Example of failure modified Wing Chun. Examples of the advantage of traditional Wing Chun's central line. And yet they were the ones when we went to the classes, because we lived in a different part of the country, that the traditional was wrong. Example of Jeet Kune Do solution. Type of block used in modified and traditional Wing Chun, Tan Sao or Dan Sao, is not used in Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do uses a technique of parrying which is according to its philosophy. Its philosophy is a simple, more instinctive movement. In the example, the round punch is 1 and 2, blocked aggressively before it reaches full extension. Structurally, it can be seen that the line of the upper arm opposes the direction of the blow almost directly. 3. The same arm is then used to follow through with a counter, the body swinging from left to right to generate power. Okay, basis of technique, Wing Chun's ambidextrous approach, gaining the advantage of Wing Chun, Wing Chun's golden rule of foot placement. Because Jeet Kune Do. Bridging the gap, Wing Chun. These are all entry techniques, examples. Bridging the gap, Jeet Kune Do. It appears that a lot of it's you step like this and punch me over here, then I'll do this, and then you do this, and I'll do this, or that sort of stuff. Whereas Jeet Kune Do is just like, you come at me like that, bam, I take out your leg. Or bam, I take out your leg, your chin, your groin, you know. More bridging the gap examples. Chapter 5, Self-Defense. This chapter presents examples of self-defense situations which include empty hand attacks, kicking attacks, knife attacks, club attacks, and staff attacks. It shows alternately how Wing Chun handles a particular self-defense situation, and then how Jeet Kune Do handles the same situation. In this way, the reader may compare strategies and techniques and the general character of both arts. Wing Chun against a grab to the throat. These are all examples, like we were saying before. You attempt to do this, and then I'll do this to stop you from doing this. I'll attack you with like doing this, and you come at me doing that, and then I'll do this. It was Jeet Kune Do would just be, you come at me, you've bridged this gap, you stepped into my circle, bam, you get hit. You get taken down. No mucking around. It's not like one step counter, two step attack, counter, or that sort of thing. It's not robotic by the looks of it. So grab to the throat from this guy, bam, you get it in the nose. And this probably takes a couple of hits, couple of steps, couple of hits, where this one's just whack. Yeah, you grab my throat, whack. If I can't get you up here, I'll get you down here. And we notice with karate, they say, "Oh, you're getting choked from behind. Put your hands to get your fingers together, or grab one lot of fingers with the other fingers and pull above your head and all this sort of stuff, and people let go." A lot of times that doesn't work. If someone's got you in a sleeper hold, sort of thing, and they're adding pressure, and you haven't got time to grab their little pinky, because they're pretty strong. And you can't get their pinky up, so you do something else. You grab their index finger and snap it like that, right? Yeah, been to a lot of those sort of things with people at a job, just playing around. But we take it seriously. If they're trying to put us in a sleeper hold, choke us out like they did to somebody else, well, we're ready for that. So they try to do it to us the next day. Couldn't get his pinkies up, so we grabbed his index finger, or the finger next to his thumb, right, and just basically put it outwards, in the outward direction, and snapped it. Snapped him. Yeah, because he was quite strong and quite aggressive. Another guy, he had some handicap, bit of a handicap, but he thought he could apply his wrestling moves, because he's really into wrestling, and put us in a sleep hold. And he says, in 15 seconds or something, you'll be asleep. And all this sort of stuff. So I thought, okay, so from that 15 seconds, we were sitting on a bed, I rolled backwards, grabbed his ears and twisted the crap out of them, right? And he, and he let go. Because I dug the fingernails and all that sort of stuff. What'd you do that for? Well, he said I had 15 seconds and I would have been asleep. And he was really, really adding the pressure. You could feel his strength, so wasn't taking that chance. Wing Chun against a cross arm grip to the wrist. Jeet Kune Do against a cross arm wrist grab. Get back to that one. Okay, you're pushing it or something. Hit him in the elbow and then striking him to the shoulder or the neck, or to his head. This is Jeet Kune Do. It's just step in and smack. It looks like Ted Wong's hitting this guy's arm, causing him to let go, and he hits him with the other. He traps it and hits him with the other one to the head. The other hand to the head, fist to the head. Excellent book. I always thought that Ted Wong died early, so maybe this book was quite old, I'm not really sure. Prior to that. It's interesting to see the difference between the two. Wing Chun against a straight thrust. Jeet Kune Do against a straight thrust. Jeet Kune Do against a round slash. This guy's got a knife or something. Yeah, not many people in a fight would attack you like that with a knife, right? Coming over the top of your head. There's always a possibility, but nah. That's the problem with these arts. It's a setup thing, right? Okay, you come at me with that knife over the head, over the top there, and I'll do this and take you out. Okay? We were in I don't know if it was, I think it was Shrinji Kempo in a certain town, and we were practicing, and it had like a short lady, and the instructor says you got to punch towards her head, right, so she could effectively block it. I was taller than her, she was shorter, and when he turned his back, she said, "Oh no, just do it above my head." So I was like, "Oh, okay," because I was only like a beginner, right? And then he saw it, he said, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Oh, well, yeah." She said, "Yeah, because she's short, do it above her head." He said, "What did I say?" I said, "Oh, yeah." He said, basically, do it straight to her face, sort of thing. She said, "Yeah, we'll do it." So, said, "Oh, okay." So then, when he turned his back again, this lady says, No, just do it above my head. So I did it, and he got caught again, right? He says, "What the hell are you doing?" And he says, This is how it's supposed to work, etc., etc. And he did a full-on karate chop and a knee to the groin, right? Something like that. It's like, hey, you can't do that. You know, there's a bit of pain there, right? Imagine if you had to use that times 2 more, right? So you can't do that. So he's like, "Hey, I'm the teacher." He says, "No, you can't. You can't legally do that. Full-on chop, you know." Yeah, never went back again, eh? Yeah, had a bit of an argument with him. It's like, it's wonder I didn't get, like flipped and chucked around the room, karate kicked or something. But yeah, that would have made it worse. But it just stood up to him and says, "No, you can't do a full-on karate chop, knife hand and a kick to the groin or a knee to the groin. That's illegal." And then saw him a couple of days later at this place I was staying at, this hotel accommodation there, and he says, "Oh, how come you haven't come to class for a few days? Haven't seen you for about a week or something." Yeah, nah, we did Muay Thai instead. Yeah, who attacks like that? People out there, "Give me your money," and they attack you with a knife like that, or a pair of scissors or something. Yeah. Okay, it's a Wing Chun strike against an overhead strike. Okay. So this guy's going to hit you with this piece of wood. He's totally open, right? Totally open there. Why would you even block it like that, right? You just go straight in, bam, right in the guts or something, right in the knee, whatever. Take the guy out, yeah? You might muck around with this 1-step, 2-step stuff, yeah? Because he's coming at your head like that with a board. It just doesn't happen, eh? Doesn't happen like that, you know? Okay, this guy might come at you like that, sure. Yeah? Try to hit you with a piece of wood, but there's the gap there. Okay, here's the step to you, to hit you with that, right? So it gives you that opportunity bridge that gap and kick him in the side where he's open, right? If you can't get there, you just go for this knee, maybe step on there or something, you know. Here's another one here. The guy's going to hit you from the side. It's a bit more realistic. You know, this guy's probably going to hit you from the side. You jam him up before he can do that. Okay, sticks. Guy just happens to attack you. He's got a stick. On the street, he's got a stick. Overall, a pretty good book. If you enjoyed this video, which we really hope you do, you did. We're just trying to show you that, you know, the logic, common sense, and the reality. A guy doesn't usually come at you with a big hunk of wood over the top of his head to smack you with it, right? He usually go for your lower, right? And stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's the reality of it. People don't fight like that. People don't use stuff like that. Yeah? That's movie stuff. Stuntman stuff. You know? They usually be trying to whack you in the side or whack you in the head. Not trying to whack you over the top to your head. Things like that. Okay, so if you enjoyed it, click the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Add your comments, and then go share this with all your family, friends and others. They might be doing Wing Chun Kung Fu lessons, or maybe even Jeet Kune, and they might have a little giggle. Yeah, you're right. Nobody hits overhead like that, you know, two-handed and all this sort of stuff. It's defies logic and common sense and reality.